germ of it was reading about gorgons, this fossil that's become very valuable, and just the idea that all these movie stars are starting to buy like old Triceratops skulls and stuff, and that there's this big demand for these very old things. And it brings up all these ethical issues because, you know, whose land is it, and who do those things belong to really, and whose right is it to sell them and to make money off them? So I got very interested in like fossil trading and black market fossil trading and fossil pimps. You know, I really put like a fossil pimp in that story. And it wasn't until much later, and I started simultaneously getting interested in the brain. And in my experiences with my grandmother, when I was about 18, my grandma moved back with us. And this was really before Alzheimer's was a kind of word that people threw around. And, you know, I was self-absorbed senior in high school, and she didn't know who any of us really were. And my mom was teaching full-time and trying to deal with having her mother, who didn't remember who she was, in our house. And so it was kind of my way of rectifying my own ignorance about that situation too. The ravaging of Alzheimer's and what that does to the people around them, and also fossils. There's something about those two things that linked in my mind. And I tried to link them in the story. You know, this idea that the world's always erasing us in a sense, and only the very, very rare things get preserved. You know, a fossil is 1 in a billion. You know, all of us will decay in some way that leaves no record. And our memories decay in a way that leaves no record unless somebody invents something that maybe allows for a record. So it's kind of a long, looping way to get to a story, but that's kind of how I usually get to stories.